All right, it is time for our Artist of the Week, and this week we have coming all the way from Wisconsin, we have Mr. Paul Hoepner of HoepnerFX. Paul, welcome to the show. Thank you for being a part of this. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well today. Thank you.
Awesome. I see your work behind you there, and as always, very impressed. I absolutely love that blue demon. Every time I look at it, it has a little bit different of a kind of feel to me. I mentioned when we were messaging before that it kind of looks like a water elemental. Like I can just see it coming out of the water or something and being like, it's just beautiful, beautiful. So Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 46. I've been doing special effects makeup and sculpting masks for 30 plus years. Started doing home haunts when I was a kid, teenager, and it just kind of evolved from there.
Cool. Awesome. Now, how did you first get into mask making? What was it that kind of introduced you into that?
When I was a kid, like I said, I did home haunts, so I would buy Halloween masks from department stores, and then through Fangoria magazine, which I was an avid reader of when I was a kid, and I found Distortions, Ed Edmonds' shop, Deaf Studios. Those were like the two main that I would buy masks from, and I would incorporate those into my scenery in that. But then I learned the process of how to make my own masks. So at a very young age, I started teaching myself how to sculpt, paint, mold, cast, every aspect there is to mask making.
Now, are you completely self-taught, or did you take classes or anything like that?
I was pretty much self-taught. They really didn't teach anything like this in the public schools that I went to. I mean, I was avid in the art departments. There were times where I'd bring in my little makeup case when I was in middle school and high school and that into the art classes, just so I could practice doing makeup and effects type things. But as far as the sculpting goes and the mask making, I pretty much taught myself.
Very cool. Well, it's very obvious that you have a natural talent for doing it. So now, one thing that I noticed that's kind of unique among mask makers, including yourself, is when I look at other people's work, and I can't quite put my finger on exactly what it is, but everyone, for the most part, seems to have a certain look or a certain style that somehow gets incorporated in all theirs. And you're definitely like that. Your masks are very varied, but there's something about your touch that I see in the mask that if you were to just show me a picture of a mask and it was one that you did, I would probably be able to say, that looks like something that Paul would have done. Where do you find you draw your inspiration from?
The funny thing is I don't watch a lot of horror films. I'm more into character-based type creatures. Growing up in the 80s, I was subjected to Dark Crystal, Legend, Labyrinth, Star Wars, all your slasher films, Hellraiser, Friday the 13th, American Werewolf in London. I'm a huge Rick Baker fan.
Yeah.
Movies that had a lot of interesting characters and stuff. That's where I kind of draw my inspiration from. I don't like to copy what another artist has created. I try to incorporate those ideas into my designs, but I like to come up with original characters.
Cool. Now, I follow. We've been friends on Facebook for a long time, and I followed you, your mask making, and also your personal life. And you are really devoted to doing a lot of stuff with your son. I have seen some amazing your Back to the Future costumes and all the Millennium Falcon. You've done a whole bunch of stuff. So you're not just a mask maker, but I mean, you do a lot of different art stuff. What are some of your other hobbies?
I like to build costumes. My son is a big inspiration. He's going to be 13 next month. He has autism, and he comes up with a lot of creative ideas. This year he wants to be Iron Man.
Oh, wow.
So I'm actually building him an Iron Man suit out of cardboard boxes and whatever else I can find. So.
Yep. I think I've seen some pictures of your work so far, and as always, it's pretty cool. So now, where would you like to see yourself, say, 5 years from right now?
5 years from now, I'm hoping I'm still making masks, creating creatures and monsters. I'm actually interested in possibly starting workshops in this area, teaching other people how to make masks. I am getting up there. I mean, I'm not old, but I'm getting up there to the point where eventually I'm going to have to retire. But I'd like to see the next this craft move on with the next generation.
No. So now give us a little glimpse into like your personal life. Is this what you do as a sole source of income, or do you have another day job or something else that you do also on the side?
I have a full-time day job. I work for a packaging company for Harley Davidson, so I work with bike parts and stuff like that. Okay. And then the mask making, it's kind of a hobby / side income for me. Plus, I also am a special effects artist for Abandoned Haunted House Complex here in Pleasant, Wisconsin. And I've been with them for 8 seasons now.
Oh, very cool. All right, we're going to show a quick montage, some of Paul's work. Everyone, check out this stuff. This is some really great stuff. So let's go ahead and roll that montage. So that is Paul. Again, I absolutely love your work. That is some great stuff. You viewers, if you see something here that you like, make sure that you go to the links that I'm going to put here on the screen, visit his stuff, give him a like on Facebook, send him a friend request, and obviously buy from this guy. Now, Paul, there's a lot of people out there who are just kind of getting into this mask making, and I get a lot of people that ask all kinds of questions about this and that. What would you say is the number one piece of advice you would tell someone who's just getting into this?
My biggest piece of advice is you're not going to be a professional right away. Nobody's a professional. I've been doing this 30 plus years, and I'm still learning new techniques every day, new paint skills, new sculpting skills. Start simple. Maybe concentrate on just doing a half mask, and then kind of build your skills up to that. Work your way up to doing full head masks. Your first sculpture is not going to be the greatest, but you're going to learn from that.
Yeah. Yeah, I often tell a lot of people who finish their first mask, I always tell people, it doesn't matter how it looks, it's still amazing, because just completing that and getting from concept to anything you can put over your head and wear, regardless of how good it comes out, the journey is what's important. So, well, hey, I really want to thank you for being a part of this. I really appreciate you coming on board. Is there any shout outs you'd like to give to anybody out there or anything?
I'm just going to give a shout out to every mask maker out there, makeup effects artist that has inspired me since I was a kid. Cool. If it wasn't for that industry, I probably wouldn't be doing what I am doing today. So
excellent. Well, again, thank you very much for joining us here on the show. We're looking forward to checking in on you down the road and see what kind of new stuff you got going on. And again, viewers, Paul Hoepner, HoepnerFX. There's going to be the links here that's going to show where you could find him, where you can go to support him. Buy from this guy, because his stuff is absolutely top notch. So again, Paul, thank you very much for joining me. Please come and see us again sometime. It's been great. So, all right, and now let's get back to our regular show.